Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to New Day. It's another Saturday in the month of November. Today's date is 15th. Half of the month, we're getting towards the end of the year. We're getting towards 30 December. All right, I know you did not see me last week. As we know, last week was the gubernatorial election day in Anambra State. And of course, again, we're extending our hearty congratulations to the Governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Chukwuma Soludo, on emerging the winner from the elections. You're welcome to New Day. I am Princess Ken Ochoma. Now, getting on right into the show, we're starting off with our newspaper headlines and review. And then we have a couple of interviews today. We have interesting guests. We have interesting topics. Like I said, sit back, enjoy the show. You're welcome once again. Now we'll get right into our newspaper headlines. Now, starting off on our Now, before we get right into it, we'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, we're starting off our review with the Punch newspaper. On our headline is President Tinubu congratulates Fayose on his 65th birthday. All right, congratulations and a happy birthday to Fayose. Next is the convention. Four PDP governors storm Ibadan as Inec signals boycott. This is seen on page, I can't see that clearly, I think it's page 4 or 6. Lamido blames government. Wike, Bode George clash over court ruling. State delegates arrive venue. This is regarding the PDP convention. Also, we have how life abroad humbled me on Motala Kehinde. Next is Abuja face-off. Wike allies, military veterans differ over calls for sanction. This is seen on page 4. And that's all for Sunday or Saturday Punch. We'll move over to the next, which is Vanguard. A major headline is Economy. Experts disagree with federal government on performance. That's on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. Experts disagree with federal government on performance. Court halts PDP convention. It will go on. Bode George insists. Clashes with Wike Lamido. This is seen on page 1. I think that's the first page of the newspaper this morning. Then we also have Wike versus Yerima. Tinubu intervenes. Peace returns to Abuja disputed land. All right. We have still on the Vanguard. We have airpiece count. I can't see that clearly, but airpiece counts 916 million losses. Altered. Less pools over 3 air circuits. Okay, we'll move over to the Guardian. Major headlines still on contentious PDP convention. Complex deals that frustrate opposition parties' revival. This can be seen on page 10 of the Guardian Weekend. All right. Okay, we also have, our newspaper headlines are not so clear this morning, but we'll try to see how we can read that out for you so you can, get your papers and catch up on them. We'll move over to The Nation. The Nation, the major headline is Fubara, others boycott as PDP faction holds convention. This is seen on page 4. It says Abuja court halts events over Lamido's exclusion from chairmanship contest. Restrains Inec from monitoring, recognizing outcome. Oyo High Court reaffirms jurisdiction to hear suits. Wike Anyanwu battle. Wike Anyanwu battle Damagum, governors for control of headquarters. Now on page 3 we have Paystack suspends co-founder over sexual misconduct allegations. Ex-partner alleges abuse, manipulation. This is seen on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. DSS recaptures suspected mastermind of Kogi church attack. DSS recaptures suspected mastermind of Kogi church attack. On page 8 we have, on page 11, sorry, we have bank draft for Jimo Ibrahim Bursary Award winners for collection today. Bank draft for Jimo Ibrahim Bursary Award winners for collection today. On page 30, we have the MOWAA. Governor says, Governor Okpebolo to prosecute parties involved in shady deals. I didn't scam Oba, Obaseki says. On page 6, we have crisis rocks Ondo Assembly over Aye Datiwa's 531 billion naira budget request. Crisis rocks Ondo Assembly over Aye Datiwa's 531 billion naira budget requests. And still on the Nation, we have we ride with criminals to court. Magistrates cry out. We ride with criminals to court. Magistrate cries out. This is seen on page 2. Okay, and that's all our newspaper headlines this morning. Do get your copy, check it out, read up, and then, share your thoughts on the opinions and things written down in the newspaper. Now, for us here in the studio, how we like to analyze our newspaper headlines. I know, get right into it. With me here is our in-house analyst, the Oracle himself, who is ever ready to dissect these newspaper headlines. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Princess. How are you this morning?
I'm fine. You're welcome.
Thank you. Let's move on and get going with the punchy punch. I think that should be the first one. And we do not have much. Fayose is celebrating 65th birthday, and they had the presidential congratulations. So we joined the presidency, the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the General Officer commanded to congratulate Fayose, the former governor of and that's it. Okay, let's go to convention. 4 PDP governors storm Ibadan as Inec signals boycott. There's total confusion that has been trailing Inec convention and PDP convention in Ibadan. Lamido blames governors. Wike, Bode George clash over court rulings. State delegates arrive venue. And there's something that my people will always ask. West stage. If people will take the risk, and of course most of the delegates will travel by road, knowing how risky it is to travel by road to go to Ibadan for this convention, and at the end of it all, as at this morning, with these newspaper headlines, it's not sure whether INEC and PDP convention we hold in Ibadan or not. We still have the Titans, what you call it, the Titans or the Titans. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I know that there's the likes of Bode George, Lamido, Wike, and Damagun. All of them are still doing the rough fight. And remember, when the elephants are fighting, the grass suffers. And now, in this case, who is suffering? We don't know whether, like I said earlier, whether this is now we DP or whether it is the DDP. Is it Damagun People's Party or Wike People's Party? They should let us know so that we know how to address that party we used to know. But now there's total confusion. That's what is obvious. And if they hold their convention by tomorrow, we know. If they don't, by tomorrow, we also know. We are here to review headlines. We are not the people who take them to court. We are not the people who determine whether they hold their convention. They sort it out by themselves because they are the best of the same feather. They flock together. But in this case, I don't know. It's like we have best of the same feather, but different colors. Okay, in Vanguard, we have the issue of economy. Experts disagree with FG on performance. FG, we always claim we have performed very well. FG told us last few weeks we have met target, but within a few days after, they are borrowing 1.something billion, and the National Assembly has approved that. And somebody, a friend, we were talking off camera, and was saying, if FG has met all their targets, why are they still borrowing? So the question is, who are the experts who are disagreeing with FG? We don't need experts to disagree with federal government about the performance of our economy. You know?
Yes.
I am surviving in this economy, and I know how this economy is treating me. So if they are seeking doing survey opinions, I will score FG very low on Nigerian economy because Ewa and the Abado is still very, very costly. It's not affordable. And even the PMS, they gave it baptismal name, but we know it as well, it's still unaffordable for an average Nigerian. So what is where they disagree? They don't need to disagree. Go to the field. Ask Nigerians whether you have performed very well, federal government, with our economy. It doesn't mean you are not doing something. You are performing. But whether your performance is a pass mark or average or satisfactory or failure, we are the citizens that will give you the score mark.
Yes.
They give us if you go to our scoreboard, you will see how you are performing. It shouldn't be a disagreement. It shouldn't be a disagreement because when you carry the corpse of another man, it sounds like it looks like you're carrying a log of wood. Go and ask me. Don't ask people who are comfortable in Abuja with the high performance salaries and allowances. They will always rate the federal government high. But go and ask those who has not received 70,000 naira minimum wage. Ask them. Ask the average Okada man in the street, keke operators. Ask the civil servants. Ask the workers. Ask the artisans. Ask everybody, the average people, who made up out of 240 million Nigerians. Ask those who are within that 220 million how Nigeria and the federal government has performed with the economy. And they will tell you. That's where you get the correct situation. And we still find the trend, Wike versus Yerima. They turned the young Yerima, the smart officer, into a star. You know, opportunities occur.
Yes.
We have heard of card donations, given to him and all that. I still stand on my own ground. I still stand. Wike may not have used right words on the officer, but the officer, if his job at that position is illegal, then illegality cannot beget legality. So they have to sort it out. But I know, as at the last count, that Honorable Yeson Wike, barrister, is still the Minister of Federal Capital Territory. He might have his mistakes and have his errors. But if we, because of the person holding that position now, and disparage that position tomorrow, you don't know who will be the next Minister of FCT. That's all I would say. And that's all. We go to Guardian newspaper, the Guardian Weekend. Complex deal that frustrates opposition party revival in Nigeria. Contentious PDP convention. Okay. The Guardian newspaper recognizes the fact that there is a complex deal that has always frustrated opposition parties. They are going up and revival in Nigeria. And those complex deals, when you read the Guardian newspaper, you get the full details. But there we've seen the faces of Lamido, Damagun, Saraki, and Wike. And these are the strong men of PDP who had refused to sit down together to sort themselves out. They are bent on tearing the umbrella apart. They've torn the umbrella, share the colors. What they want to do now is those, you know, those metal skeletons. That's what they want to make sure, so that they would kill, chop, drink the water of PDP. And that's what they have done. So we wish them luck. You cannot tell somebody, this is how your mouth looks where you are eating your own thing. So let the PDP members chop PDP, kill it, or roast it, fly it, you know, you prepare it in different way, and then finish. When they finish, let them go to APC to help them build PDP. That's all I will advise them. Of course, if you burn your house down, and you always believe that your neighbor's garden is greener, when you get there, you will see that here the book, the Bible. That's all. We go to the nations. Why are they saying Fubara orders boycott as PDP faction hold convention? And they wrote Fubara's name, the Nation newspaper, in red. Why? What did the young man do now? Is he the only person that were absent from PDP convention? Why not allow him to rest and breathe? If he decides to be away from PDP faction convention, he has his own reason. Let's first talk about others who did not come to PDP convention before we get to Fubara. And if you ask me, as at the last time, like father, like son, if Wike is not at the PDP convention in Ibadan, why should Fubara be there? You are looking at my mouth to say, let me tell you, say, father, they wear trousers under his kaftan. Well, that's by the way, because the fight of Godfather and Godson took River State 6 good months, and they are trying to survive it. You want to bring him back into this confusion. Allow Fubara to breathe for once. Let PDP sort themselves out. When they finish and clean up their house, they can now look for their governors who did not come to their convention. And to prosecute parties involved in shady deals. That is shady deals and governors' prosecution in Edo State. Okay? We wish them luck. But they say, Obaseki keeps saying and saying over time that he did not scan Oba of Benin. Of course, they never born who will scan Oba. And I don't think it's able that we probe Obaseki for scamming Oba. The Oba of Benin, I know, is a strong Oba. He's not one of those pepper soup Obas. And you can't scam. He's a man surrounded by spiritual and powerful political, air. So if you scam him, whatever you get, you take. Let the politicians take Oba away from the fight. Let them go and settle the issue of Obebelo, Obaseki, and who's can Oba. Then they sort it out and remove Oba of Benin within the circle. Because the head of an Agbalagba is not good for a child's play. If you bring Oba into your politics, you might finish politics, but what the bad name or whatever you bring to Oba of Benin might not leave you. So play your politics and leave the Oba, the renowned and the revered Oba of Benin, out of it. That should be the advice I give to Obebolo and Obaseki. Let them sort them out. Even months after Obaseki has left the government house of those State for Obebolo, they still want to bring him into all this thing. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles. And we go on. We ride with criminals to court. Magistrate cries out. That is a wonderful development. We ride with criminals to court. Magistrates cry out. And then for them to put it this way, who are the criminals? I thought you are the magistrate who will try these criminals and determine them, call them criminals before they become criminals. Because they say nobody is a criminal unless a court adjudges the person to be so. Why are you saying that those who are, suspected to be criminals, you write to court with them and you call them criminals? Well, if you know them as criminals, they are not supposed to be riding with you. They should be in jail. I don't know what that means, but In Nigeria is a place where a lot of things happen, and you wake up every day. They call Nigeria a country of Chibo and also. Good luck, Nigeria. When magistrates ride to court in the same vehicle with criminals. So imagine when we arrive there, you say, welcome, sir. Welcome, and they shook hands. And then you say, stand on the podium and tell me, are you guilty of the crime charge? You know? And for Nigerian magistrates, it affords you opportunity of bonding with
your criminal.
Yeah, when they say they are criminal, because I don't understand them. If I say criminal, even the judges will and the magistrate will think I am taking decision on say sub judice case that is in court. You already determined that these people are criminals. That's how we use words in Nigeria, and then God make things. God help us. There are certain things we should be very careful about. If you say you ride to court with suspected criminals, but if you say you ride with criminals to court and you are magistrates, and I say something is totally wrong from both sides. If it is not the magistrate that have issues, then it will be the suspected criminals who ride in the same vehicle to court with them. You know, that is DSS recapture suspected mastermind of Kogi church attack. Is it linked to threat of, you know, Trump? Trump told Nigeria.
Maybe they're finally getting into action.
Trump coughed, and a lot of things are happening. Good luck, DSS. If you have been capturing and recapturing people like this, what else can we do? So we'll be happy. We are confident you are working, but let it be that with what I see in the happening development in the area of you know, bandits and terrorism, and the issue of shored up energy to make sure that insecurity in Nigeria is brought to the lowest ebb, I think our security agencies are coming. If it is linked to Trump saying that Nigeria is a country of special concern, then particular concern, then it means something that's no smoke without fire, that something is leading to something, and we are happy at the development. We can only encourage our security forces to beef up their power, their energy, and let it not be said that Nigeria is a place where the evil overcome the righteous. It will be an anathema. We are an error. So back to Punch. Maybe he said Abuja face off, weak allies, military veterans differ over calls for sanctions. I don't know who they want to sanction. Is it the young man who they have proven? A lot of senior advocates of Nigeria have written and proven is on illegal duty. Are you sanctioning the man who is on official duty, going around to inspect his territory as the Federal Capital Territory? He's looking at properties that they think that they need to be recovered, that the documents that gave out those lands are not in good order. I don't know who we sanction and who sanctions what. But you know, in Nigeria, we are divided along religious, constituency, political, kindred, town, language, ethnic levels. And such is a very bad thing when it makes us to see truth and we are looking at the angle of how it's going to come. We want to bend the truth to fit all these our complex biases that have made us as a nation not to be moving forward. But let it be known that truth is truth. Anytime, no matter who say it. It might be bitter, but they remain there. So what I am saying in the issue of Wike, Yerima, let them know that when two people that are not equal engage in a fight, if hand do not break, leg will break.
Always.
I always want to say it in my father's language so that people who understand this proverb of bone and silence will take it to advise Nigeria. Because me, I am a lab-mounted native doctor. I don't do juju for bad people. So I will always say they call me to review. So I am not. I'm only saying in reviewing this situation, let us look at who is right, who is wrong, and then share the blame because nobody's an angel. I said, Wike might have told somebody, I don't know, because he has called press conference. I said, what he meant by that you're a fool is that you are not supposed to be here on illegal duty. Whatever that means, the court might interpret better if it gets there. But let us be careful on how we look at such situations, because when you see a chicken scattering human feces with his legs, pursue the chicken, because you might sit down somewhere and say you want to eat ofaku and the chicken and chicken legs, and the mama might put the chicken leg. You will chop it without knowing is that chicken you didn't stop from scattering human feces with his legs. So let us also be very careful each time we are handling issues in Nigeria, because the same mistakes we made in the past, when we have become biased, we handle truth, is haunting Nigeria, haunting us, and it become an error where new generations of Nigeria will come and stoop on a sheet they did not drop. Let us say the truth and not hip hop issues for the young generation of Nigerians that are yet to come. Princess, I think I have commented my reserve. There's a man that we are interviewing. You journalists have a way of talking. They call the man and say, I comment my reserve. He was supposed to say I reserve my comment, but the man, when the man has commented his reserve, Nigeria can make you comment your reserve without knowing. So if you comment your reserve, it means you've gone empty. You wouldn't even have something to comment tomorrow. So God bless you for having been with us this morning on this edition of Newspaper Review this weekend on New Day on Signature TV. Continue to join us as we move on as a new television house, coming up with new things and new ideas. We are going somewhere, and when we get there, you will see that you have grown with us. Thank you, my host, beautiful Princess. Thank you for watching from home. Thank you, the Signature TV crew. May God bless all of us and bless me too. And I remember that God blessings are meant for those who deserve to be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, New Day continues shortly after this break.